What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Corruption back again. This time I'm not really doing anything with gameplay-wise or review. This is just kind of a special little video. Today is actually my mother's birthday, and I figured I'd do a little something here, and I know my father will end up showing her this later on. My mother, she was never really into the video games. She didn't really care for them. But she got them for me. She never really, batted an eye at it. And when I was a lot younger, she got kind of tired of how fast, you can get through some games back then. There were some that were actually a lot longer and challenging, but I think as a child, it was a lot more common practice to use cheat codes back in the day too. So I got through a lot of games a lot quicker. But eventually, I don't even use cheats anymore. Don't even hardly play with any like the sandbox stuff unless it's just for straight comedy purposes. So she'd always end up having to buy new video games at quite frequent rate. She finally got tired of it one time, and this was when I first got a PlayStation. She got me the PlayStation 1 for Christmas, and oh god, I was probably 13, maybe. I can't remember offhand. She got me this PlayStation, and it came with a copy of Final Fantasy VII. Or she had purchased it alongside one or the other. And I guess she had told the store clerk that she was buying it for her child, which was, a teenager, if even that, still a mature-rated title. I guess the store clerk tried warning her about, the difference in the mature rating. She says, I'm getting just sick and tired of him walking through a game. I need something with a little more substance to it. This woman, I swear to God, she is something else. I can remember when I was a lot younger, I give her so much hell. And if I could get paid $1 for every time this woman has threatened my life, I'd be right up there with Bill Gates. I have heard, "Goddamn you, child, I'm going to beat your ass with a board with nails in it," so many times. That's her all-time favorite threat. And it doesn't just, relate to her own children. Doomwaves has heard this threat to himself many times. She also is pretty well justified a lot of times in her threats. I could remember 4th of July some years back. I had gotten a hold of what we call booby traps. They're a firework with 2 strings on either end, and basically you pull these 2 strings apart and the firework goes off. Okay, so I tied a couple of these to the front door. And I yelled in through the screen door to Mom to come outside. I said, "Hey, we got something going on out here." I can't remember what it was, some kind of a fake emergency prank that I did. She came charging up, pushed that door open, and those fireworks popped, scared her shitless. And then she started threatening me and chasing this. There's actually an intent to follow up on her threat at this time. And I ran. And yeah. That woman, I wasn't allowed to buy those fireworks ever again. And I remember one time using the champagne poppers, which are little plastic containers that you pull the string and then the confetti shoots out of it. Makes a pretty good sized pop to it too as well. She'd be sitting in her chair, and I snuck up behind her chair and crouched down and popped one of these things up and over so the confetti fell on her. She was reading at the time. And she jumped out of that chair, and I pretty much was sure that, I wasn't going to live to see the next day. Needless to say, I wasn't allowed to buy those again either. Poppers, which are little bitty bags of gunpowder that you just throw and snap, or snappers, poppers, whatever you call them. Yeah, she doesn't really like buying me those, but, I still get them every now and then because they're not really that explosive. Yeah, I used to just sit there and throw them at her and get them to snap on her. Yeah, she chased me down a lot on that too. for as much as I've tormented this woman, she is still pretty amazing. She's always been there for me, helped me out with a lot of things, drove me insane as well, so it's kind of a mutual thing now. And, you know, between her and my father, they've just been pretty amazing about helping me out when need be and just being there overall. And now I live back in town with them. I live about probably a grand total of like 7 blocks away from them now. And I end up going over there every day just to see them just before I go to work or just for a little something. Maybe not long, but enough to go kind of say hi. And this misadventures that we still get into to this day is hilarious. And this woman, as much as the more I give her shit these days is I keep telling her she's getting senile. And you should hear the threats I get on calling her senile. And then she'll just say something utterly off the wall that's like, you're not disproving my point, woman. Oh, Lord, she wants to hurt me so much. But yeah, she's an overall character. The one time I have gotten her to play a video game with me was when I got the Nintendo Wii. And I've never gotten her back on it again. But she played the Wii Sports that came with the Nintendo Wii. And for a woman that's never touched a video game, she will kick your ass in Wii Sports. I don't know how this happened. I don't know what happened that, you know, she just decimated everything in that. It didn't matter what we played. The bowling, hell, she bowled better than I did. The golf, she did better than that. Even the boxing. She whooped my ass in boxing. I kind of gave that one, you know, I figured with all the years that she's wanted to actually just whoop my ass, I think that the boxing right there was her way of doing it. So I'm just glad that she wasn't facing me. But we've spent many, many good times together, and she's done a lot throughout the years. And I can remember, you know, going to a roller rink with her, and the day she broke her, if I remember right, it was her wrist. She jacked something up. I remember she broke it or sprained it bad. We'd always go to a theme park in the area in, well, you know, the state called Worlds of Fun. We'd go there. They'd take me to different places. There was, you know, arcades galore back then. We went to a place that was called Aladdin's Castle in Manhattan, Kansas. And I played there until basically that place closed down. I loved that arcade. They always took me there. That was the one thing that they always wanted to do when we went to Manhattan, was to take me by the arcade. And, you know, I've been to a few arcades around, like Topeka, a few other places, but anymore they don't exist. And even with the activities that I did, like back in 07, I got, between the 06 and 07, I was playing paintball quite a bit. And they'd go with me out there to the paintball field, and they'd sit and just watch. And they had a good time with that. And Mom's favorite thing to do was, while she's in the staging area, you know, watching me play or just waiting for me to get back off the field, she goes around and she just steps on all the loose paintballs that have been out in the weather, and they've expanded and swollen from the temperature and humidity, and she just go around stepping on them, squishing them. That was what she did. That was all. She was just out there having fun, just squishing paintballs in her foot. Everybody got a good little laugh about it, but she had a lot of fun with it. She'd sit there and fill my pods between matches, and she was just overall great for being around. But yeah, she's still very helpful, still very loving and very caring. And so far, you know, she's still working. She's getting quite a bit up there now. But hopefully she enjoys this birthday and continues on to having a lot more fulfilling ones. And I'm going to post this up, and like I said, I'm sure my father's going to show her, and I can actually imagine that the reaction is going to be is, I really don't threaten you that damn much, child. Yes, you do. But I think I'm going to end it here for now, and I'll get back to regular uploads later on. I just kind of wanted to post this up for her, and Wanted to tell her, love you, Mom. I'll see you later on, and please don't kill me. Anyways, take care, y'all. I'm Corruption. I'm out.
Heavy ammo available. Enemy captured Zone A. Only 5 minutes left. Zone C neutralized.